Well, here's my mic system I've been looking for. I didn't realize I brought it into the room. Just trying to move some of this from machine embroidery over. I still got to work on that project. This is a scrap bag I'm filling up as I'm cleaning up particular spots. Let's see. This thing's about to fall off. Oh, that's because all the boards are over there too. Okay, we'll just put this up here and act like we don't see that. I'm working on it, y'all, but you know, one spot at a time. I don't want to power off. Who said I wanted to power off? Cancel. Who said I wanted to do that? It keeps saying to power off. I don't want to do that. Like, what are you doing? Live. I'm trying to pull up the chat, guys. Not from that, though. Hello, Teaquilters. Today is Saturday, August 8th, 2026, and it is 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. We're here for 2-hour live sewing chat, and I'm also live on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time for 1-hour live chat, and hopefully you can join me there as well. So I am trying to see interwoven H. When I was moving some stuff, I'm trying to like clean up particular spots as I go along. So I found some more of my personal Villa Rosa. Okay, this is not alphabetized, right? H. And this is L. So I will be reading comments in just a minute. I just didn't want these to get lost again, so I just picked them up. So I'm like, let's put them where they belong. M-N-O-P. So we don't want these back where they're not in their correct spot. Most of mine were in a particular spot, but then, you know, the latest ones come out, they never got put up. So I'm trying to make sure I get them in the right order. ST And I like mine alphabetized just so that I can find them easy. So that's what I'm doing. And I also put them back to back because I don't work on them in the book. I actually make them larger so that I can have a bigger thing to look at when I'm working on it. Whoops. Oops, I think I put this in the wrong spot. That's why. So, hopefully everybody has had a great week. Today, my sister is right now having her birthday party, so family is all there. It started at 6 p.m., and I had to attend Paulette Sankofa. Her birthday was... No, her birthday is Tuesday, same day as my sister's. And so I went to her 75th birthday party, y'all. Isn't that awesome? Awesome, awesome. I have not been back in this room over this way. I have been back in this room because I've been cleaning stuff up, but I have not been over this way. So let's see who's in the chat. How about that? Let's see. I let Jersey use my older iPad, and she don't drop it a time or two, even though it's got a screensaver on it. This screensaver is all scratched up, y'all. I told her mama that she needs to bring her stuff with her when she comes. She tear my stuff up. Sue GSD is here. Says 139 days to Christmas. Yes. Darcy says, hi T and quilters, hit the thumbs up bell if you're new here, subscribe and hit the bell for notifications. Also check out the Facebook page, Teaquilts LLC. Make sure that you answer those 4 questions so that you can join admissions. If you don't see them, just go back out and search for the group again, and I'm sure it will pop up for you. If you've got like an older Facebook page, I might let you in. But if you got a 2025 or 2026 Facebook page, you probably are not going to get in, unfortunately. How come my chat disappeared? Weird. All messages. What happened? Like, just rude. And then it put me all the way back to the bottom. The Lion C. Shorts here. Welcome to the chat. Wanda Jamerson. Francis Jackson, Cantyville. Thank you for hitting the thumbs up button. He says his rent is paid. That's what he means. If you haven't hit your thumbs up button, please do so for me. I would really, really appreciate it. I should have brought my old Poppins bag in here for those that haven't seen it, but I did not. I forgot. I do have the pattern. I'll show you the photo of the pattern. Michelle the Quilter is here. Melinda C. Betsy Layton, Celeste, Norma Kaufman, Phyllis G, Vivian Calvi, Bonita Nance, Claudette Hall, Sheila Willis, Holly Duvall. What else? Who else? Not what else? Remo JS. I got my iPad over a little bit too far today, y'all. Let's see. Surge Hero. Hello. Welcome to the chat. Appreciate you coming in here and commenting. Sharon Lewis, welcome as well. Jacilia Jones. Ben, my husband, must have told them that I'm live because she's never in here. That is too funny. Happy birthday, Amelia. Remo is reminding you all to hit the thumbs up page. And she says she got her package. Awesome, awesome. Tracy Middlebrook. I guess I missed that one. Hi, Tracy. Deborah Quilts. Deborah Sims Brown is here. Joy Creations. Janet Miller. Suzette Peterkin Denton. Almost finished, guys. Well, we are finished. Hey, hey. And they say happy birthday to your sister. So, yeah, I, took a lot of stuff for bag making to retreat. So I'm hoping that I have everything that I need. I took a lot of stuff to retreat. So let me just glance in here to see which bags I have in here. Just so that, I'll have a start. I know what that is. Okay. I don't think what I'm needing is in here. I don't think. But I will check this bag just to make sure. I need marking tools. I would like to use some chalk, preferably white. I did. I was up like in the middle of the morning cutting, y'all. Yeah, this is some white, so that'll be good. That's what we'll start with. We'll see what else I need as we go along. I know I'm gonna need some chalk, something to mark with, and hopefully it's dark enough to show up. I just was on the cutting page. Let me show you all the project because I don't have the bag here. I guess I could go get it. But this is the bag that we are making. I actually made this bag back in March or April because I wanted, this thing keeps telling me to power off. And that is crazy. And I did not even touch it. So what I'm going to do is power this off on my own. And then I'm going to restart it and see, if it's acting crazy. Otherwise, I'll use my phone. But I made this and made it in a multicolor bag. And then I went to Mother's Day, I think it was. And my sister actually, they was like, how much would you sell that bag for? And I'm like, I don't know. I think I was just goofing. I said $400. And next thing I know, I get a ding on my phone. She don't send me money in CashApp. And I have had some times where I could have started on it, I guess, but I haven't had time to really do it. Now, her birthday is next Tuesday, so I don't know if this bag is going to be done by next Tuesday. We're going to see how far we get. I remember when I made it, the only cumbersome part to me was the hand sewing at the end. So, and that took me probably about 4 hours because I took breaks as well. I was at retreat, which it was also a dedicated working spot. But I am going to be making this bag. And two reasons that I didn't give her the bag that I had was because I like the fabric. And then number two, my sister's favorite color is pink. So I asked her if I could use pink and blue just so that I could have contrasting color. And she says yes. So that's what we're doing. Now let's reboot this iPad here. That I'm touching, feel like it's cutting me. I'm gonna have to. I remember having like an extra screen protector, and I need to see if I can find that or if I got to buy one because Jersey is a hot mess. She over here trying to kill Gigi. Sounds like my husband. When you heard the door, that was my husband coming home. Let's see. Try this again. Because it keeps asking me if I want to shut down. I'm like, when I want to shut down, it's not that easy. Okay.
Okay, I'm back here.
All right, I heard you come in. Good. I'm glad you got back before it got dark.
Yep.
Come on. I gotta watch the ads just like you guys. All right, now I can skip and go to settings. If you haven't already, please also hit the thumbs up button for me. I would really appreciate it. Hey, Nikki B Quilts, welcome to the short, to the shorts, to the channel. Welcome, welcome. So, also another thing that I did is this. This is a lot of steps, and so I just copied the pages that I need to use. Bag body. Okay. That's where we're gonna start. Okay. All right. So I just took a photo of it, and I was using my camera and it wasn't the best, but it's enough for me to get the instructions because I wanted them bigger. Since I knew I was going to be hanging them up there, it'd be easier for me to read because it's a lot. And we need to cut this machine on. What have I done since Wednesday? Oh, when I got my hair done. What else? I've been trying to figure out I've been cleaning up some particular spots, but I also have been trying to figure out because I had bought two pieces of a pink and a blue, um, batik from Hancock's of Paducah, and I don't know where that fabric is. I found another pink and blue that I pulled, and then when I saw it, I realized I'm like, no, you can't use that because I want to do what's the name of that 9 patch again? Blooming 9 patch. I want to do another blooming 9 patch, and so I had that fabric picked out for that, so I put it back. But I just asked my sister if these fabrics would work, and she says yes. So this is going to be the outside of her bag, and this is going to be the inside. And I was wanting another color because I needed something so that I can use for an accent. And so this is going to be the accent, the binding. Maybe I was going to do the inside pockets, but I think when I got pockets you got 4 pockets on this bag, and you also need pocket linings. I goofed and only bought 1 yard. Even on the batik, I only bought 1 yard of each fabric, thinking I just need a half yard of accent. No, you really need 3 1 yard cuts and an accent. So, or more of one fabric so that you can cut all the pieces out. So, I ended up doing this the hard way, y'all. So, I did it the hard way all the way. It took me hours to cut something that I should have really cut in a short period of time. And that's because I started piecing fabrics together. And as I work on the bag, you all will see it. Hopefully, I'll be in Scrap Quilting Club via Zoom tomorrow at 3 o'clock, and you'll see the update part. But so I also had scraps of bozo. I had one. I thought I had a whole big piece in this bag. Opened up the bag. I had cut a chunk of it out. Must have made one of the retreat project bags because I was trying to do different inside so you could see the difference. But yeah. So I am just sitting here Trying to figure. I don't piece so much stuff. I didn't have hand fabric for the handles, and I wanted the handles to be pink, so I pieced those too. Where's the handles? I don't even know where I put them. I probably took them back into the living room, but I pieced the handles and all, y'all. So I've been just piecing. Also in the chat is Donette Branson, Kevin the Quilter, Renee White. Somebody, I think, joined my Facebook group, said that you told them to join. So thank you. I think that was you. Yolanda Riza is also here, and Zandra Oldham is here. So welcome, everybody. So I think one of the first steps is I got to draw a line in the center. And I'm just going to show you this. I have fused the first step is they tell you after cutting is that they tell you to fuse your front and your backs to a piece of bozo. You need double-sided bozo in order for you to do this. I put all 4 pieces of my fabrics together, and I ended up using a steam press to do my cutting with. So the first thing they want me to do is find center. And so that's what we're going to do first. And I don't have much room up here. I normally do all of this on my long arm table. You know, that expensive real estate I have. So I try to use it whenever I can for everything. So, but yeah, we're going to do what we can here. And so I'm just using chalk because hopefully it'll wipe off. You know, it's chalk. So I'm just drawing a line down center right now so I know where center is. And I'm going to do that on both of these. And I'm going to take the tags off. When I'm cutting, I tend to put tags, masking tape on things. So that number one, if I make masking tape for everything that I got to cut, I know when I get to the end that if I still got masking tape that I haven't cut something, okay? So it's like a little tickler for me. And you do square these up after you get through, so you can see where I got some bozos hanging out because they don't have to be perfect because you're going to be squaring it up anyway, okay? So don't worry about that part. And I have put in some very light pink thread. I didn't want to use totally white, and I didn't want to use, I have a darker pink variegated thread. I probably should have used it, but I did not because I didn't want the pink to overtake the blue. So I'm using a very light variegated pink thread. So it almost looks white, but I just wanted to show you what I'm using. All right, we're going to be drawing a whole lot of lines, y'all. So, we're going to stitch down the center line, and I'm just going to do that because it's always the reference. And so before stuff start disappearing, because I am using chalk, it's going to vibrate off a little bit. Also, I guess I unthreaded at some point. Oh, I unthreaded because I've already wound 3 bobbins. So that, because I'm going to be really quilting here today. Quilting this panel. And I've already, that was a knot. It didn't even go through the needle. I don't even know what was up with that. Oh, it's in there now. As soon as I was getting ready to get some scissors. All right. So I'm going to be quilting lines, and they have you start with lines 1 inch apart, and then you go back in between and stitch the half. So I want to increase stitch length. Let's do that. I'm gonna go to about 3 point. I'm gonna go to 3.75. We'll see what that looks like, and that's because I've got two. I normally piece with a 2.0. And that's because I've got 2 layers of bozo, 2 layers of fabric for people that are wanting to know what I stitch at. Hey Ray, hello. Are you at Joy's house? I don't. You got the people. People also gotta be at church early. I'm gonna take this off just cause it's longer tape than what I normally have, and it's hanging down. So we're gonna do that. And I'm not gonna worry about back stitching. And that's because I'm going to be squaring it up anyway. So if I back stitch, I'm just going to be cutting it off. And I got to be really careful about knocking my thread stand off. So I'm just basically stitching my reference line, and then I'll go and put in my other lines 1 inch apart. I need 4 on each side. Ray telling y'all not to forget the thumbs up. Hi, Marge Abel. Welcome, welcome. And I did not get a chance to go to the post office since I went Wednesday, y'all. So I still haven't gone back to the post office. So I don't know if anything's in a box, if somebody's mailed something. I haven't checked it yet. Okay, I probably got all the so just a line down the center. You can see it better on the back. All right, just a line down the center. And the thread doesn't even look variegated after all of that. All right, so I'm going to be marking 1 inch lines on each side. So I'm going to, because I'm using chalk, I'm going to start at 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm using my line to line up with now. 4. Let me go down. And then we'll just do the ends. 3. And so I'm just going to do one side. 1, 2, 3. And then I'll stitch that because, again, I'm using chalk and I just don't want it to be vibrating off unnecessarily while I'm quilting. So, okay. And then I'm going to turn it over so I can get the other side of these lines. Oh, I can't because I'm using the center to reference. I can, but I don't want to. I want to make sure they stay straight. I could eyeball it based on my ruler, but I don't want to do that. Because these little lines, they won't look crooked, but you know, they could look like they could be the Leaning Tower of Pisa. Marge asked, does the Bozo usually come double-sided adhesive? Yes. Soft and Stable, that's why we're not using it. It does not have double-sided adhesive. So we're using Bozo, and like I said, you're pressing this, and that's what's holding it together. And I like using my steam press if you have one. I'm gonna have to keep up with these because with this being so long, as soon as I get past, I need to be clipping. So I'm not having it hanging all over my desk. And I'm gonna trim this one long string, but we're not gonna worry about strings because we're going to be trimming this up anyway. So yes, it comes with double-sided adhesive. And I do have some in stock if people need it. I'm like, where's the ruler? I gotta do the other one. And then we can stitch. Once I get this one done, then we can stitch. One. That's 4. We're looking for 3. 3 is hard to see because of the hole in the ruler. 2. So I have to pull it down, do less. And then 1. So basically you're just quilting. And I do recommend you do the lines, or you can machine quilt this and do an all over panto, but I would recommend freehand quilting because you need to keep part of this open so that you can connect it to the sides. And if you stitch the whole thing, then your seam may show where you don't want it to show. I don't know. We'll find out when I get there. Cause it's been a little minute, and I was like just doing what they said, so I don't have any tips at this point. I did do some of it on my live, but I did not do the whole bag, and this bag's not gonna all be done on the live if I'm trying to get it done by Tuesday. We shall see. That means I'm gonna be up all night. That's what that means. I forgot about cutting, y'all. Just went and put the pedal to the metal. All right, so we're just quilting on the lines that I drew. Take this off. And then once I do all of those, I go back and do the other side. And I know from quilting perspective, I know exactly why they have you do the 1-inch lines instead of having you just out the gate do 1/2-inch lines, because that's what it's going to end up being. It's so that your fabric don't shrink up as much. If you stitch 1/2 inch, it's gonna shrink a little bit more. Right now I'm stabilizing it at 1 inch, so it's going to shrink for that, but it's not going to go as much as if I was doing every 1/2 inch right out the gate. Plus, this is really thick. You can see it does not bend on its own. I mean, it wants to stay flat, okay? It wants to stay flat. Ain't nothing sagging and drooping. So, yeah. So this bag, she told me no rush. And then she come up to me, I want my bag for my birthday. Like she going somewhere on her birthday. She ain't going nowhere. But I'm going to get her bag done. I might need to also change my needle. Because I should have probably changed it anyway before I started. But, you know, we're okay. We'll stitch a little bit. Because I'm probably going to go through a couple needles. If I had used that batik, I would have been going through even more needles with all of this material. And so far, other than me cutting scraps, the only thing that I changed was on my pockets. And I'll tell you now in case I don't be on here. When I did the first one, I wish that I got stuff out for machine embroidery, but it's like sticking up in the air like it's trying to kill me. So it gets put up right there. So we'll just put it up. Because I'm not going to be machine embroidering for a while. I did it again. Hello. I'm not used to cutting my chain piecing right away. But if you're doing both at the same time, you don't have to break your thread while you're quilting. Why are we talking about earthquakes? Hi, Shelly S5. Hi, Elaine Doucette. Welcome to the chat. And Paula S. Welcome, welcome. All right. So I am finishing those. Because I'm using chalk, I'm just blowing it off of my presser foot. Because I don't want all of that stuff going into my machine. So definitely will be cleaning. So now I'm going to mark. This is what I've done. I'm just showing you this. So now I'm going to mark 4 on this side. Because I'm one of them people, it's like, I want to mark everything at one time. I want to cut everything at one time. Why are we doing this? And it's like, it just depends on your marking tool. And I had a multicolor print before too. So I needed something that was going to show up on it. And I didn't know the pattern. I don't think you'll have a problem if you use a blue or white marking pen. But I do have those somewhere in here. It's in the other case. Okay, I need 2. And I'm using my first stitch line, so making them parallel to that. So if it's crooked, at least they're all crooked. All right, pull down because my ruler is not long enough for this room. I have a longer ruler, but it'll just be in the way. So 1. So I'm having to draw my lines twice, but you know, it's no big deal. Quilting's the fun part. All right. Right, so I just marked this one on the other side of this one, which means I've got to mark them on the other side of the other one. Cut it off. before it goes down too far. This thing sounds like it needs some oil and everything. This old bad needle. I'll change it, but you know, it can wait since I started. It wasn't doing that before because I made a quilt block. It's just all of this bozo, fusible, 2 layers of fusible something. It's like just being noisy. Oops. 2. I have an 18-inch ruler, but I did not bring that one in here. This is a 14. So it's not long enough to do my lines. And I don't even know if I still have a 24 in here, but it's so long, it just in the way for this space. 1, 4, 3. Whoops. 4. I'm using the wrong line, that's why. I'm like, why are you right there? I'm using one of the other stitch lines. As long as it's a stitch line, I don't really care. Just line up. All right. So I can put this up. And keep this so I know where it's at. Maybe. Still be looking for it. All right, here we go. Hi, Sean, Go Savvy. Phyllis says, what is the name of the chalk marker T is using to make the lines? It's Clover's charcoal liner, I think. It's by Clover, and they come in different colors. The other colors, to me, it doesn't wipe off as quickly. So I only use those when I'm doing something that's like, if it's black, and then I'll use a blue. Or, you know, like the red, which I think they call it pink. I think they call it red, but it's pink. And blue and yellow. So I use more of the white and yellow more than any other colors. Let me sew on this so I can blow I want to blow it so bad. But I don't want to blow it when it's open. I want to blow it while it's covered. I did it again. All right, here we go. And if I wasn't on here with this old clapping needle, I probably would be sewing more faster. And I did not put on my mics today because it would have just been hitting all up in here while I was quilting. So it seems like you all can hear me, so I'm not going to worry about it. Right here. Get this. Okay. I got fixated on the line that was trying to disappear and forgot all about cutting the piece off. Sometimes I draw a really faint line. I can barely see it, especially on a light color. All right, so I'm going to show you this one. It's all quilted 1 inch apart. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back in between all of these lines and just randomly stitch 1/2 inch down the middle. And I'm not going to worry about measuring. I'm just going to eyeball down. I'm going to start. It doesn't matter where you start because you've already stabilized it, but I just still try to start sort of kind of center-ish. And I just eyeball it down. And if you find your machine is not giving you a pretty stitch, you can always slow down your quilting. But I'm just going for it right now. And again, I'm just eyeballing center. I have nothing marked. It's okay. It's okay to eyeball it. It's going to be a lot of lines. I got stuff sitting on top of my rulers and it's about to have an avalanche from the vibration. Okay. The nice thing about sewing for people who don't sew is they don't know no difference. You know, not that we're making a bad product. It's just that they don't know the difference anyway. And if once it's made, it's not going to make any difference either. So, and I probably 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to put a pin just so I know where my center line is. And the only reason I'm doing that is so when I go to square them up, I can square up off of the center line. I don't need it for any other reason. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because we put 4 on each side of that. So I don't have to be worrying about it once I get all of these lines in here. You're like, where's center? I mark it with a pen. Okay. I don't want to do the outside. I haven't even read this whole thing, but I do remember this part. Still got one more on this side for right now. Hi, Chris Calavo. Welcome to the chat. You can't even tell this thread is variegated, y'all. But it is. But you can't tell it on here. I have to look and see if I can tell on the back. Oops, seeing it lifting up. All right, let's do this one. I'm on the center, other side of center. So we're almost there, guys. What time is it? 8:51. Have to keep track of time. It goes fast when I'm in this room. Time goes fast anyway when you get over 30. Yeah, it needs a needle. Chris, she says your machine sounds a little rough. It's stitching through 2 layers of bozo with fusible with 2 layers of fabric. So it's stitching through 4 things, and I have not given it a bigger needle. I'm still piecing with my regular sewing needle. So I know it's going to be gone. So I'm just going to quilt this, and then we'll switch it out. And I may as well oil it while I'm over here. But that's not what it is. It's the needle. You can tell by the popping sound. Yeah, it does get oil. I always oil it. Every time I change the bobbin, I oil it. Although, when I put this bobbin in, I had just finished doing a block I needed for today. And I did not oil it. And then I put in the variegated thread that matches this. Even though you do not see, I could have just used white thread for this one, y'all. But that's okay. I know it's variegated. You know it's variegated. She'll never know. And it could be because chalk is on the front, but I looked on the back. I didn't see any difference back there either. All right. Let's see. Hi, Minnie Doula. Welcome to the chat. Oh, my goodness. Don't tell me they want me to trim already. Okay. Oh, they say use a 3.0 stitch length, but I use 3.75. Oh, let me show you this. Oh, I got one more to do. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Okay, let's do this. See, by the time I spend time mucking with the machine, that's sewing time. But that's okay. All right, so this is the front with the 1/2-inch lines. They're not perfect. And then this is what it looks like on the back with the 1-inch lines. And I marked with chalk on the front. So they're ready for me to square this up already. Let's do change the needle in here. Hopefully I have those needles in here to a heavier needle, because I had taken stuff with me on retreat, y'all. See, universal 8012, 8012, top stitch, I don't have those. That's 8012. Okay, so these are all 8012s in here. And I'm going to pull off those papers, just less stuff in here to keep up with. Let's see. I have organ needles. This is a size 14. I had some 16, so I must have taken them to retreat. So this is a 14. It's better than 12. So we'll do that. I need a 16 needle for real. But I also got to sew some seams, some fabric seams. So and it doesn't look very dirty. But again, it was time for me to change my bobbin, so maybe it'll fall out the bottom. Yeah, I'm not really getting a lot of dirt. I cleaned it for retreat, and I only sewed like 2 stitches. And I haven't sewn much. Okay. Just clean off the backside. All right. I took the Bernina oil too, y'all. I know that's not in here. That's in the case. That's with the Bernina. Oh my goodness. Is this Bernina oil? It's all gone though. It is, but it's all gone. I had a Bernina pen. Where is that? I never used that because I don't like it. Knowing me, I probably knocked it off of here a long time ago. I really don't like that Bernina oiler, so I don't pay it any attention. And now I'm looking for it like we best friends. Oh, here's one. Nope, that's not it. That's just an extra container. Gotta do what you gotta do sometimes. Instead of dropping it on there, I'm going to have to use a Q-tip. And then wipe it out once I get it wet enough. Gotta do what you gotta do sometimes. Okay. Put that in the trash. This back on so we don't have oil all over this room. Okay. Hi, Claudette Bettis. Welcome to the chat, lady. And Quilter Nana. What are you all working on today? Seems like I am doing machine repair. I can use that same Q-tip and just clean out the actual bobbin case without going in back on the felt. I just want to get off the excess. Okay, now we can put that back in the trash. Okay, let's put this in. Okay, that in. My bobbin case in. Some oil is better than no oil until I can get another dispenser. All right. Put this in. And it's a little bit bigger than the other one, but not much. So we'll be changing this needle too, because it's going to be popping real soon. Because it's not the right size. It's like I need to go find this right now, not later. I'll forget. All right, so press her foot up so we can thread the machine back. And it's so funny because this pink looks really pink right here. It don't look like diddly squat in this fabric. So I didn't go dark pink. And now I wish I had. All right. So I got to figure out if I got enough room here to if necessary trim. I trim just because if they're saying it, that must mean you need to. So I trim. And then that way I know all my layers when I go to connect these sides, that they are the same. So remember I put the pin in the middle. I'm going to trim 5 1/2 inches. You're not really cutting anything off right now. They're just making sure. I think I've done a good job. Let's see. 5 1/2, 5 1/2. I have nothing to cut. Okay, that rotary cutter is gone. What am I cutting with? Okay. Let's see if it's one in here. Because I took that too with me to retreat. I pulled a lot of stuff that was in this room. The good thing is I left it all in that bag because I really didn't sew. So I didn't get a chance to move it around too bad. So I'm just going to put this right here in case I need it. And then come down here. Yeah, I don't have anything to trim yet. Just making sure on the other side. I'm surprised. Well, 5 1/2. Okay. I might need to trim to, instead of 5 1/2, do 5 1/4. That's what they're telling you to do. Because I'm like, I don't have to trim anything. Well, I want to, though. I like to have my stuff nice and neat. All right, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to trim to 5 1/4. It's not a whole lot because there is some shrinkage from stitching this. 5 1/4. Oops, and I want to bring you down. Wasn't high enough. Okay. And that's because I think we're going to be putting on those sides. That's why I think it's critical to trim. Make sure everything's the same size. And when you're going through so many layers of foam and fabric, you're going to have some stragglers hanging around, some frays. See, I'm cutting more off this side than I did the other side, which is weird. 5 1/4. This is the side I had to trim on a whole lot. So the other side did stretched out more. But it's back centered now. That's why I needed to know where my center pin was. 5 1/4. 5 1/4. Right there. This is the one where I had the bigger piece of Bozo because I just rough cut them. It's like, it'll be okay. And I'm not worried about top and bottom yet. I'll worry about that when I put the sides on. So 5 1/4. 5 1/4. Might square up. I might square up the top. Then I don't have to worry about that moving. And then I'll just square the bottom up later. All right. So I've done both sides. Make sure. Always double check. Yep. And yes. And I'm going to go up here to the top. Pull this down. My center pin. And I'm going to just square up the top so it'll be, I know it's square up there. Because I know I'm going to be squaring the bottom. And I rather square up from one end when I start sewing the sides. So I'll know that it's done. Take this one off, put you further down. And square up the top to make sure everything's the same. There. All right. Let's see. Benita is working on a memory quilt. That's cool. My favorite. One of my favorite. Darcy is working on my cross stitch while Squeaky is at the doctor. Still don't have your baby back, huh? All right, so I just squared up. See, I didn't square up the bottoms. You can still see where I've got excess bozo hanging. I'm going to be working on the pockets next. Let me show you my pockets. The pockets and the linings. Okay, this is the lining. This is outside. And this is the other one. So those go on the inside. All right, pockets. Oh, the one thing I did do was I put SF101. I told you all that at the beginning, but I did put SF101 on the back of my outside pocket, not the lining. I just felt like if I'm going to go in a pocket, even if it's double fabric in the end, I feel like it's a little bit more stable having some kind of iron-on interfacing in the middle. And then I ran out of material. I told y'all I started piecing. So this is going to be at the bottom of the pocket. You'll never see it on the inside. So that's the pocket lining. And then this one you can see on the back. I did not have enough material. I wasn't even trying to use this material, but it's the one that I had the most of left. So I ended up using it as a pocket for the inside. No, for the lining. It'll be on the outside, but it'll be the lining. Darcy says it's almost been 3 weeks and I haven't heard anything, so I don't know if he has even looked at it yet. Might be just sitting around waiting its turn. Hopefully you'll get it back soon. All right. Make 4 pockets, 2 outside and 2 inside. Place 1 outside pocket, 1 outside pocket. Let's measure these. 8. This is 10.5. Okay. Because they so close that I need to know which side I'm using. So I think this is it. Let me see what's going on with this one so we can turn them both. And it doesn't matter which lining because they're both going to be outside. And I'm just going to put a pin or 2 in here to hold it because I'm going to repeat. Do the same. Okay, pockets. Trying to make sure they're going the same direction. Yep. Right sides together. I'm going to have to cut this on. Have a feeling it's coming. Oh, so they're having me pin them all. Like, you ain't gonna. And then my lining is this is the inside of my lining. So I was able to cut the pockets. But what I wasn't able to do was cut the lining. So they're both like this. Let me show you one. They're both like that. All right, got to see which way these match up. And I probably could have done, I probably should have, because is this the one? Hold on. Okay, they said put, they want them wrong size together because we're basically just going to be, they do it different. So I will repin that. They wanted wrong sides together. Because we're basically going to be doing like a facing. So let me do that. I'm glad I was pinning and reread it again. That's the problem with doing live, reading the chat. And the colors you chose for your sister's bag are pretty. Thank you. I hope she really likes it. When I took photo of it, you couldn't really see it very well. So they want wrong sides together. Because we're just basically, I guess I need to get those out. Let me move that right here so I can get to my pins. That's two. And we got to flip these around. Place one lining wrong sides together with the outside pocket. So they want wrong sides together. That is sounds so wrong. But it's not for this one. We're just basically making a and I probably need to flip these over. I probably need to go get my bag. That's what I need to do. And I got another label here. Oops, got some sitting here. Pockets. All right, so I need this is the last thing I'll need. I don't even want to see it when it's time to use that. So they want me to bind the pockets. And which one do I use? Because I cut two different pieces. Let me make sure. Binding for bag, body, pockets, zipper tabs, and both. And it doesn't tell me if I'm using the long one. Use one binding strip. Okay, so I'm going to assume they want me to use this smaller one. But if I'm doing 4 bags, is that enough? Let's see. Is that even enough? I don't think so. Just barely. We'll do it because it's the exact same thing, just one is connected and one isn't. So if I need some more, I'll have to do what I have to do. They didn't tell me which one to use. All right, so I'm just basically sewing a binding strip onto the top of this pocket. And I think what I want to do, well, I can sew it to the front and stitch it in a ditch. It doesn't matter. They should have told me to cut this to the right size if you're not giving me any wiggle room. That's what they should have done. So I wouldn't have to worry about it. And that was another reason that I wanted to put SF101 on one of the pockets. And I'm not even going to continue them because I need everything I got. If I'm trying to get 4 of these off of one strip, we shall see if I make it. 1. This is 2. And it's gonna be caught in the seam, so it's not gonna be, oops. You know what I just did? I stitched everything. I can do 2 1/4. I stitched with the 3.75, so I'll run that one back through. See if I have enough to do all of them. I would have thought they told me to use the long one. All right, let's do this one over before I forget, because it'll stay, but I ain't trying to do that. We want to make sure our stuff don't stay together. All right. And we're putting these on the front so I can flip them to the back, and then I'm going to stitch in the ditch. Okay. These people assume you get 44 inches of fabric. And I should have cut off the other end first instead of this end. All right, let's see what we're working with. Just made it, y'all. Thank goodness. And I do have my pins far back enough so I don't have to pull them out because I'm left-handed. So I put them in backwards. All right. Oh, it still got the nerve to be over here. Hot. Why did I just drop? My phone fell out my pocket. Come on, long arms. Go to work. All right, so this pattern does assume you know how to bind, just so you know. I was like, I don't have a seam press in here either. And then it shows up. I need some water in this iron. All right. So we are going to fold this over. I will make sure my sister get her bag next week. I'm not going to guarantee Tuesday. But we shall see. While that's heating, I'm going to increase stitch length to like 2.75 because I'm going to stitch in the ditch. And while that iron heats up, I need to put some water in there. I think I just hit the cut button instead of the back up, but I think it worked. So maybe I did hit the right button. Okay. Oh, I'm like, this is not what I want. This is what I want. This is the inside. I keep thinking I'm working on just the outside pockets, and they're like, girl, we're doing them all at the same time. We're going to be multitasking here, and I'm here for it. Minnie told her I would do a check up call to see if they think you're not in a hurry. They make you wait. Yeah, because yeah, I would check. Most of them do like within 2 weeks to a month for sure. I'd say a month. I'll give people a month at max, and then I'm calling. And that's only because I got a gazillion other sewing machines and I got stuff to do. So it gives me an excuse not to work on the sewing projects at that point. So I'm just pressing the seam up and to the back, and then I'm using the seam allowance to make like a self binding on top. I'll show you this one. I'll show you a pink one later. But here is I just put wrong sides together and then sewed a binding on like you would a quilt from the front, flipped it to the back, and sewed it down on the back. So that's all I did. The bottom parts right now are loose. They're loose. See? Just so you all know what I'm doing. Anybody interested in making the bag? It's the Poppins bag. Poppins. Poppins bag. By Auntie Twos. Just in case. I need I don't know why I think today is going to be a day I'm going to not use water. I use water. I use steam. I'm a steamer. I know a lot of y'all are not. but I am. The irons I take to retreat, I don't put water in them. I try to give people spray bottles and stuff, or I'll take Best Press, something for them to use. But I like steam, personally. Just gotta cut these threads out of here. Because without steam, it don't even act like it want to lay down. Like, you gotta do better than that. I got pins on the back I need to get out. Okay. Turn it over. Take those out before I stick myself. And flip this one down. And I guess if you could make this thing 3/8 of an inch. Did they say? They don't. No, they don't, because they don't tell you nothing. You can either make your binding smaller, but then you're gonna need it elsewhere, or you can make your seam 3/8 of an inch. But I'm okay. I'd rather it be a little too big on the back. At least there's no raw seam showing, because I stitched right below the seam too, and it's a finished edge. But yeah, I'd rather have it too big than it miss, and then you got to do handwork. This one here, I'll show you the pink one, and then the other ones are the same. So this is the pink I just stitched right in the ditch. You can't even see it until you get to the back, and then you can see the line where my fingernail is. So this is the last one. I was gonna put like the blue pockets on the front and the pink pockets on the back, but I think she likes my bag. I did not do that on my bag. I wanted the fabric to be the focus. It's a print. And she just likes pink. So I'm going to keep hers exactly like mine, because that's what she saw. So I'm not going to put the blue pockets on the outside. All right. I'm just going to go ahead and cut these because we're done with this step. Okay. The other thing I need to do is I need to add a label. So this is going on here. Let's see. Let's go right here. I need to know where is 18 should be the end of my fabric, but I trimmed it a little bit. So I'm trying to see what my measurement is. So I'm going to use my glue, not my glue, my chalk, so I can measure, because my ruler isn't long enough. So it shrunk lengthwise too, y'all. Shrunk a little bit. So I want to see right there. And then I'll square the whole bottom up later. And I'm going to put some pins in here. Well, some clips. I got plenty of those right here. Just something to hold it temporarily. So let's see. And I might use a use my cutting board and just trim it even. See, this part you won't even see. So let's trim this even. I have to pull this up. I just want to square everything up. I just like square stuff. Right there and right there. And my rotary cutter. Hi, Camar. Welcome to the chat. Okay. I was supposed to have Scrap Quilting Club. Not Scrap Quilting Club. I was supposed to have So Busy meeting today, but it got rescheduled because of Paulette's party. So, all right. All of that for this. And then I got to put the other pocket. Do I put it on the back side now? Oh, they do the inside pocket first, I think. And they are in different positions too. I'm going to pin them both. I don't know if that's what they're telling me to do, but that's what I'm doing. Because they're going to both get stitched down. All right. Trim side edges if necessary. Yeah, they telling you to do both. I just, I'm left-handed, y'all. What can I say? I always do stuff backwards. I'm one of those people too. I'm a photo reader. This one looks like it's fine. I don't know where I put the rest of my big clips. One. I don't see any more over here. All right. We'll do it. And then I will. It was just that bozo was hanging over too far on that other one. All right. Oh, one more right here. All right, so mark the center bottom of the pockets. These people are not playing. They got us marking. We should have done that before. What size is this? Make sure I mark it right, because the other one was bigger. So I need... and a quarter. Mark the inside. Okay, I'm gonna square up on my binding with my center line. That's where we're gonna make center. Making sure I put a heavy line on here so it don't disappear on me, because I want to see it. So that's the center. And I don't know if I don't think I'm stitching on it. I don't think. We'll find out in a minute. They say with pen or chalk. And I can put a pen down here too, because, it's nothing like doubling up. Because maybe if the chalk comes loose, I'll know where center is. Because I think I'm going to need to know that later anyway. And the pocket is now covering my center line. Trying to go exactly in center in case my chalk comes off. Okay. They don't even have me base this. Hello? Place them inside, matching the bottom inside edges, pin, trim. Pin, trim both sides. It just says place. So we are not stitching a thing. We're going straight to the side, adding them side fabrics. Okay. Did I put the one on the back? Nope. Not yet. We didn't baste around the edges or nothing. They just like, girl, put the pocket on there and let's go. Ain't nobody got time for that. I figure, I guess by the time you do all of this and have binding on this as well, they like, you sold enough. Okay, this little cheap pen. This is not a clover pen. So I have this one marked with the pen. I need to mark this one with the pen. I got to take these clips off just so I can use my ruler. Let me put this side back on. Nope. I can use this side because I'm just using my center line. I don't know what they talking about. Using my center mark. And lining up with my binding. I'm doing double duty. I'm doing double duty. And I'm also sliding these up higher. The pen when I'm marking down at the bottom, the center. Because I don't think I'm going to be stitching on it right now. All right. Okay. Okay. We're just going to sew sides on, y'all. Okay, so I thought we were going to be pulling this stuff back, but we're not. I'm going to use... I just took the clips out and didn't put them back on here, y'all. And then I'm up here thinking I'm going to use some more clips to put this one on. Well, it'd be nice if we put the first one on with some clips. Okay, let's see. Anybody else got any projects they're working on? Hi, Gail. How are you? Make sure I put these where I want them. And add another one. I need my big, and one's gonna go on each side, if I'm not mistaken. And come down here. right. Okay, I'm gonna have to use my iron to fuse my boson here. And I don't even know, you know, I might have some soft and stable by mistake, but you know, we'll find out in a minute because it didn't have no information on it. 1/4 inch seam, y'all, through these pieces. Back it up. Wait a minute, I need the back piece on here too. Mm-hmm. I don't want to stitch twice if they're not telling me to stitch twice because we're stitching enough. I had to put the other one on the other side. It's a lot to read. Okay, and they're only doing one side at a time. I actually pinned both of mine at the same time. So let me go over here and do this side that I was stitching on. We'll do this one side and then we'll come back and do the other side. It's a lot of thickness, y'all. Okay. Okay, let's stitch this one. Okay. And I am stitching 2.75 right now. 3.0 is probably good too, y'all. I'm still trying to make sure I'm not missing anything. For some reason, I just feel like I'm missing something, but you know, it'll still be a bag. Fabric moved under the clip a little bit. Okay, we'll cut that. And then we're going to do this other side. I'll go ahead and do this other side because it just gets heavier and heavier. Not that. This other side of this. This other side. It's been so long. You know, you make something once. And then it was months ago. Good night, C Joy. See you next time. Okay, go to the middle one. And then in the middle. In the middle of the middle. Yes. All right. Wrong side. Oops. I might want to adjust these a little bit. You know, you keep adding thicknesses on, it starts shifting a little bit. Let me put it right on the edge. Maybe that's where I went wrong. The other ones look good though. It was just that one that was improperly placed right there. And we got to get this little edge up there too. All right, here we go. All of this, y'all, with a 1/4 inch seam. What time is it now? It's 9:51. I haven't even had dinner. We went to a African restaurant. I had never eaten it before. And I do have like palate issues. The only thing that I couldn't eat was the fufu. However, somebody that eats it said it wasn't the best they've had. It did not like make me want my initial reflux when I'm having something on my palate that doesn't agree is the sensation to vomit. I did not get that. I just did not like it. And the lady said if you had it somewhere else, then you might. But I wasn't going to be trying to push the envelope. It was a good thing I didn't have the vomit sensation. It tastes like it want to be mashed potatoes, but it ain't. You know. Take this off. Okay. So basically, making sure nothing got caught. Basically, what I did was just sewed side panels. Like this is the inside. This is the outside. So I just sewed 2 side panels onto each side. And I've got to repeat that. And since we're going to be leaving, I thought I'd just tell you what I'm about to do. And I don't know. Yeah, the iron is cut off. They now want me to take these and press these onto here. And that's the only thing I'm glad about almost 10 o'clock because I can go back to my steam press and do this. And do it all at one time. And I do press on both sides still. But basically, you're going to just when you press your seams out, you can't even see it. But you're going to put this in here. This right here is going in here. And they're going to line up against each other and lay right there. Okay, so then that part's going to happen. I never did put the label on here. I forgot. I'm going to do that on this other side before I put these wings on. And then you do that to this side as well. And then you steam them together. So you'll have 2 layers of bozo, 2 pieces of fabric. And that's the key to keeping this bag up, y'all. And then once I get this sewed, I'm just acting like it's sewed. All of these lines up here, because I got it upside down. All of these lines up here, you see how we stopped right here? We're then going to go and finish off this line. They just wanted to make sure we had enough room. And then when we stitch this line, it's also going to anchor the pocket on as well on each side. So 2 of these is going to be in here. And then we're going to go back and do this same 1-inch stitching and then go back and fill in with the 1/2-inch stitching. So yeah, very pretty. And that center is just to mark where center is when you need it to put for bag construction. Darcy says you should wait till Thursday to give it to us so we can see it. Yeah, because I am going to work on it. I'm actually going to give me something to eat. I'm going to sew this, and then I'm going to take this stuff out to my steam press because it's a lot easier to do. So I'll be putting, like, I kid you not, I got 8 pieces of this that's got to be pressed. So 4 into that one, and 4 into this other one. So, yeah, it's no joke. So, matter of fact, I know these are, well, they kind of, I'm going to make sure that I have a piece with the plain because they're going to be in the same sides. Because I told y'all, look, I got Franken stuff, okay? I'm cheap. I don't want to put my money in the trash. So I'll put a one that's piece with one that's not piece. So that's all I'm doing now is just matching up 2-piece ones with 2 solids, and then that way they'll help stabilize the the spots where it could be weaker. But yeah, but it's not. I've never had any problems with piecing my battings or my foam. But these 4 go in here. And I don't even have to iron because I can press at my steam press too. So those 4 goes in there, and then I'm gonna finish this one. This is the bottom. It's gonna be the bottom on the inside and the outside. So just so y'all know. And here's my handles. I did find them. I'm gonna put them up there. And I got to pin this. So I'm gonna sew this before I leave. This is going to be a beautiful bag. Thank you, Shelly. I really love I didn't know if I was gonna like the fabrics, but I really do. Well, I like the fabric. I bought it, but I didn't know if it was gonna be a strong enough fabric to be a bag. But again, my sister loves very soft pink. So this is just up her alley as far as not a hot pink. She doesn't like hot pink. So she's going to love it. And I sent her pictures of it, of the fabrics, before I used them and asked her if it was okay. And I explained, you know, how us quilters, we like to have an accent. So because she wouldn't have picked that print. But I needed something to add a little bit of contrast to that pink. So she was okay with it. So I'm doing the same thing to this other side of this panel. And I'm going, oh, I keep forgetting. I'll go ahead and sew this side. It's already clipped. I need to go look at my bag, so I can still add it on later. It's no big deal. It just makes it so that I'm dealing with, you know, just to put my Teaquilts label on, I have a pinkish, purplish kind of label. I might have I thought I had hot pink. This is not what I meant to get. Where is hot pink? I thought I had like a hot pink. What color is that? I'm talking about the distractions. This is it right here. It's like, that's purple. That's not pink. I'm like, it's a pink. It's a purpley pink. No, that is pink. I'm glad I did not find that in time and put it on there. It's like, what am I doing with purple? It's a purpley pink. Y'all, I'm so sleepy. I've been having sinus migraine headaches this week. And so I'm not like the best. I haven't had really good sleep. Let me say that. I've been I have stayed in the bed when I should be there, but I'm not really getting good sleep. And I had it 2 days. I did not have it today, but today I finally succumbed. I had it for 2 days, and today I finally succumbed and took my sinus meds, but then it makes me sleepy when I haven't had to use them in a while. I take Flonase. It doesn't affect me. It's the actual Allegra D 24 hours, which don't make normal people sleepy, but it makes me sleepy. Okay, I'm going to cut that. And I'm glad I use pens that are heat resistant too. So I don't have to worry about that. Oh, I took the pens out of, oh, I never put pens in here. Clips. It's like I took them out. No, I never put them in because we were waiting. Remember that part? Go down here to the end first. Right here. Put one here to keep that from flapping, since we got extras of the big ones now. All right, turn it over and pin on the other side. So I'll go get my bag and then I'm going to write it on this pattern because I have a feeling I'm going to be making it again. Just like I'm supposed to be making that charming 8, whatever it is called. I've been kind of ignoring that one. I'm like, well, it wasn't really like confirmed that I was going to do that. I have to be in the mood for that pattern. I have to be in the mood. Just want to make sure. All right, it's 10:03, so we got just a couple more minutes. I'm going to stitch this. I'm not even going to put the tag on because I am going to go get my bag and see where did I put mine. And I might want to double check and make sure that I've stitched through all of these thicknesses. Although I've been stitching like a very generous 1/4 inch, trying to make sure I catch everything. But you just never know. So I'm going to double check all of that. And I'm going to bring my bag in here. My bag is with the quilt knit stitch stuff because now, instead of me using said pretty bag, it's now a demo bag to sell product, to sell the patterns when I vend. And I got 2 vending things coming up. And I don't want to use something that I'm currently selling because I don't want it to look bad. I want it to look nice. So my duffel bag, I'm not using any of that. That's why I made 2 more of those charming bags because it's also there. So again, got the pocket right here with the stitching. You don't see the stitching down here because the pockets aren't stitched except for when I get ready to stitch this line right here. It's going to come down to help secure this pocket in so you can't just snatch it all the way out. And then that's the inside and this is the outside. And I don't know if you all notice, but they're different heights. The pockets are different heights. So yeah, but yeah, so that's it. I'm going to put this. It's not a whole lot of fabric to cut for this project. It's a lot. It's a lot more to me. Well, it's a lot of pieces, but it's not considering when I did the charming bag, all that stuff I was cutting. I felt like I was cutting forever. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to put this down here so I don't forget when I come back to put that on. Because I got to measure on the other bag. So I will be sewing on this tomorrow at Scrap Quilting Club via Zoom. Had to get the name out, y'all. It's the struggle. I'm on the struggle bus for real. And I'm going to go get something to eat because while I ate, I really didn't eat. I actually liked everything. I can't remember all the stuff we had. We had swaska. I think that was it. Fufu. I did not like Pantines. I like those. Uh, Ghana rice because they said they use different types of rice. So we had the one that was jasmine rice, and it was like a spiced rice. And there was one other thing we had that went with the fufu. Can't remember. Oh, and some chicken, and we had a vegetable thing that was kind of in I don't know what you call it because I've never made it. I've seen it from the cooking shows, but I've never. You know how you get a pastry like a croissant and it has those layers, real thin layers of dough. It was in that, but it was like vegetable based. And this place was mostly plant based meals, which is good for people that are vegan. If I go 2 days without sleep, then the next night I take a Tylenol PM. That's Darcy. Girl, I'd be knocked out if I took anything. Good night, Ray. He said, good night, sis, and everyone stay safe still and have fun. So, yeah. But, yeah, I'm going to go fix me something to eat, and then I might work on this a little bit overnight. If not, I'm most definitely going to be working on it in the morning. But I'm hoping that I can get, like, the sides finished tonight. That's why I was telling you at least what I was doing. So I'm going to be going and doing all of that and then stitching all of that stuff back down. And then they have you trim it again, y'all. So it's always steps for trimming. So they make sure that all of your pieces line up. And if they're telling you to trim, I trim because if you got a bottom base you're trying to get on, that base is going to be easier to get on if you're trimming to the same thing that they're telling you to trim. So if you buy this pattern and you decide, oh, I didn't do that much quilting, I didn't do all of that half-inch quilting, so I don't need to square it up anyway because I feel like it went together better. I squared everything that they said to square, and I feel like it went together better. So, but yeah, thank you, Benita. Like I said, I was up last night cutting, trying to figure out what to cut, and I made myself work harder because I'm piecing all this stuff together instead of just cutting from a full piece. Like I don't have more bozo. No, I cut. I'm just cheap. I don't want my money in the trash can. And so I ended up piecing all my scraps together from all the bags because y'all know I don't made how many bags now? One, two. I made that bag, that Poppins bag, the Charming 8, the duffel bag, and then I made two more Charming bags. So I made 6 bags, and I've been using Bozo and by Annie. That's why I think I got some mixed. So if I mix up one or the other, it'll attach it from the other side. But I have heard people say, and I'm gonna test it out, that by Annie is not a fusible, but if you heat it, it'll kind of lay in its position. So I'm gonna do that and just take some clips. Once I press it, I'm gonna let it cool on my steam press when I open it up, and then I'm just gonna use the clips and just clip the edges. So yeah, so I'm hoping that works. But they should be stuck to each other, but it might not be stuck to one piece of fabric. That's what I'm thinking. But yeah, so that's gonna be it, y'all. I will see Scrap Quilting Club members tomorrow, 3 p.m. Central Standard Time, for a live Zoom. You already know the link. It's in the Facebook group. And it's been sent to you on email in January. It never changes for the year. So just know that it's still the same. Hi, Cora Whitlock. We're on our way out. So I will see you all tomorrow. You all stay blessed, be safe, everyone. Quilt out. And also, everybody else, I'll see you Wednesday at 7 p.m. for 1 hour live chat. Bye.